Welcome to the Barker Podcast Collection.
Don't sing if you want to live long. They have no use for your song. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead and out of this world. You'll never get a second chance. Plan all your moves in advance. Stay dead, stay dead, stay dead, stay dead and out of this world.
Welcome to the Not Watching Podcast. My name's Rob Howard, and this week I'm joined by
Ian Bruce and Marcus Hurley.
So yeah, shall we do some news?
Let's.
Okay, so it was the Emmys a couple of weeks ago, and we have some winners here. Game of Thrones did pretty well, again, I think for the second year running, although I'd say they thoroughly earned it this year with Battle of the Bastards. Picking up Best Writing, which I suppose is good, although it's writing at its loosest, perhaps. But
they have done their own thing this year. It's
true.
Best writing. Have they won Best Writing before? Why. I mean, Best Writing before has been we're ripping off the novels, but this year they've kind of gone. They've taken it on themselves to move the stories to where they are, unless they've got inside information from what's his face.
They did win it specifically.
Best writer written by George Orwell.
They did win it specifically for Battle of the Bastards, though. I think that's maybe just because that's the one they submitted, and I mean it probably was well written. But the thing that I remember from that episode is the battle. So I guess writing in terms of this is what happens. Maybe as opposed to dialogue. But yeah, it's still pretty phenomenal. I don't know if they dish out stuff like visual effects awards at this. They do a ton of different awards, but I'm not going to drill into those here. The other show that did pretty well was Veep. Rami Malek won for Mr. Robot, which I thought was well deserved. And also Tatiana Maslany, who I fell off Orphan Black. I only watched the first season, but she has a phenomenal job.
It's doing really well, isn't it?
She has a phenomenal job to do in that show by playing everyone in it. Yeah. So, that was quite good. Any?
Susan's been watching that. It's on Netflix. They picked it up and it's got all of the seasons on there. I think there's like 4.
Yeah.
Seasons now.
I think they're ending it soon.
Isn't it a BBC co-production?
So. Yeah.
I think BBC might have got rid of it actually.
Oh, okay. Well, again, Jesus.
I'm not sure.
It used to be like a co-production between BBC and a Canadian firm. I think it was BBC America, and they shot it all in Canada, probably Vancouver. They shoot everything there. The only other one here that stood out to me was Best Writing for a Comedy Series, which was Aziz Ansari and Alan Yang won for Master of None, and the specific episode was called Parents. And I watched this episode with my parents and was a blubbing mess at the end of it. So well deserved. It basically taps into that whole, can you help me with my iPad sort of thing? Which literally my stepdad Danny had asked me for help with his computer like a few minutes before we stuck it on. But I was just like, I'd watched it myself and I said, guys, you have to watch this. It's beautiful. And I think we all really got it. And that was really good. So well done.
Okay.
Anything else stand out here about
John Oliver winning for the best variety talk series?
Oh yeah, and
he was fan of all the US chat shows. There's a ton of shit from them on YouTube, officially and unofficially. James Corden, what a lovely man. I despised him in my younger years, but I think he's right up there for chat show host at the moment. But John Oliver, well deserved win. His acceptance speech, if you can find it on YouTube, like the interview on the way out, is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. He just absolutely takes the piss out of all of the questions that he's asked. And I really like him. I like what he does. He did that thing where he wrote off a ton of medical debt for a load of people, 15 million or 50 million or something. He just wrote it off for a number of people that had a load of bills they couldn't pay because the medical, obviously the supports that system in the States is fucking horrific.
Yeah.
And he started a company, and it's worth looking into because what he did was just, and you can do that, can you? And that's what he did. I don't want to get into politics too much, but he bought a load of debt for people that had medical bills outstanding.
Right.
Yeah. You can create a company that will buy debt from medical bills, and because the people don't pay those bills, you then get more money because they owe more money. So he created one of these companies, got all this debt, and then he just wrote it all off. What a fucking... That pisses all over Oprah's, and you've all won a car.
Yeah, dude.
That was great. I thought, what a lovely thing to do. And HBO did that as well. So
yeah,
HBO are on to winners at the moment.
That's good.
Jimmy Kimmel presented the awards, and he was on Jimmy Kimmel, and he was kind of ribbing him because he was up. Yeah. Kimmel was up for that same category, and he had him reading from cue cards and stuff because he was taking the mick. It was pretty funny.
And what's the Matt Damon? It's Matt Damon, isn't it?
Matt Damon.
What's the Matt Damon character in Jason Bourne? It's him and Jimmy Kimmel. They've had this
long-running feud.
Long-running fake, and some of that was hilarious as well. I do like Kimmel. He's pretty good.
They had it on earlier today, actually. I was watching, they had I forget her name, but she's acts in Wicked on stage, and she said that Matt Damon came to see her, and she was like, oh, have to get all my makeup off quickly because she's green in it. She's playing the Witch of the West. So she comes and she's all ready, and Damon and his wife come in, and she goes, I really don't think he liked it. And then they cut to Kimmel. He's like, yeah, he's backstage and he wants to apologise and stuff. And he's like, no, I did really like it. And he's like, and Kimmel's just like, no, he wasn't going to say that. Like, it's like, and they had the counselling and all that. It's hilarious.
Yeah, the counselling was funny. That was excellent.
Yeah. Any thoughts about the Emmys, Marcus?
No, sadly.
No, fair enough.
Okay.
I must have missed it all. It's been a very busy, since being back
it's
from
all just wanky Hollywood
various
shit, really,
adventures.
It's backslapping.
Well, I don't know. I normally do try and catch this stuff, but it just last couple of weeks been a blur.
The OJ thing did quite well as well.
Oh yeah,
yeah. The People versus OJ. That's supposed to be really good.
This is that's the show that's like the crime version of American Horror Story or something, isn't it? Where they're going to look at. It's like an anthology where they're going to look at different crimes. It's like it's called American Crime Story, the OJ. People versus OJ or something.
Right.
I think that's the idea, but it's a lot of the same actors that are in American Horror Story.
Oh yeah.
And The Night Manager did quite well. One of you guys watched The Night Manager, didn't you?
I haven't seen that yet.
Okay.
I really want to because I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. The People versus OJ Simpson American Crime Story. I'm kind of banking on that showing up on Netflix at some point because it's on FX definitely. In the States, and it came out at the beginning of the year, and there was a shitload on Better Call Saul, Walking Dead, everything else. But John Travolta's in that.
Yes, as
Robert Shapiro.
Yeah.
And Cuba Gooding Jr. is playing OJ Simpson.
Yep. And David Schwimmer is playing Kardashian.
One of the Kardashians, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it's like
he's supposed to be good in that though, as well.
Yeah. So it's the American Horror Story mob plus a bunch of A-listers. Sarah Paulson, she's in a lot of the American Horror Story stuff. So it was only a matter of time, I thought, before that show got mentioned on this. So maybe check it out soon. Moving on, Black Sails. Ian, I'm sorry to bring this news to you.
Have a shit. I'll be back in a minute.
No, you're going to be gutted about this, but the 4th season coming up next year is going to be the final one.
No.
So that's. What do you think about that, Marcus? Do you think 4 is enough?
I think, having not watched season 3 yet, I think I've just started it and I stopped for a bit. But I've just seen the trailer to the new Pirates of the Caribbean film.
Oh, right.
So I'll get my piratey fix elsewhere.
Piratey
once
fix.
This is all done and dusted. Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's like fix, but you gotta say it fixer. But, I'll be fine.
The thing is, this is the whole show of Black Sails is that it's a prequel to Treasure Island.
Exactly. At some point it has to end because it will reach the point where the book begins.
Yeah.
Unless they do a Game of Thrones.
Well, and also, like, a lot of the main cast are going to have to be killed off because that's what happened.
Well, like I said, unless they do a Game of Thrones and go off-piste.
Yeah, well, they could just drag it out. But no, I guess they've got their money's worth out of it. I think they'll probably syndicate the fuck out of it, because I know it's a very expensive production, and to settle that up where they did, they would have to last a certain amount of time for it to be worth it. So I think it was always going to be like 4 at least. But I guess if it had gone the way of Game of Thrones, they would have found a way to spin it out more. Yeah. But
I still loved the was it end of series 2, start of series 3, where God, I've forgotten their names.
Flint,
the main guy, Captain Flint, has been taken and he's been tried for his crimes.
Yeah.
And then and the other guy comes and he literally just goes there, and then they just blast the shit out of the town.
Oh, that's incredible. But there's
and just level it, and he goes, the last thing that you'll see is a wish.
What did you think of the twist before that, though, with who he was actually bothered about?
Yes, I thought that was brilliant.
That was really well done.
That was quite, they didn't need to do that. That was the thing as well.
No, it came out of nowhere. I was like, whoa, really? Oh, okay.
That was pretty cool. Quite progressive for 18th, 17th century.
Absolutely.
16th.
Cool. Yeah. So, that's Black Sails. Another.
I'd rather you were talking about Banshee, to be honest.
Well,
shit.
Well, I'm not going to talk about Banshee, but the guys that made Banshee are working on a new show called Micronesian Blues. I've got a feeling they're going to have to change that. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Well, She-Ban was a bit on the nose, so they decided to go for something different.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is. It's pretty Shakespearean. This is going to star Patrick Dempsey, and it's going to be a crime thriller drama thing. So I don't know. There's a lot of quality talent behind this. I love Banshee. Maybe tailed off a bit towards the end, but I love what it was about. And it's going to be with Cinemax again, so we'll probably be similarly uncompromised.
Well, that's the thing. If you enjoyed it, it'd be more of the same.
Hopefully.
It'd be like revisiting hopefully. Yeah.
Well, enough the same and enough different, hopefully. And what we got next? What We Do in the Shadows, mentioned that the other day, in a previous episode, or maybe next week. I'm doing it to myself now. They're making a TV spin-off of it, which is pretty cool. Although I don't know, it's because it's going to centre around a couple of cops, so I don't know how much of the vamps or the werewolves we'll get to see in it. But it's another New Zealand TV show, and it's coming from that's
weird mind.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll be decent. Okay, let's get into some movie stuff. This literally just came out today. Wolverine 3 gets a title and a poster.
Yep. Poster looks glorious. Christ, it looks good.
Yeah, I was thinking it's got a bit of the God of Wars going on with the big beefy dude, and that looks like a child's hand in comparison.
I hope it's a child's hand, otherwise it's become Godzilla.
Yeah.
And he is a big beefy dude, so that's fair enough.
Yeah. But Logan is the title of the third and final Wolverine film. Well, probably not final, but final as far as...
final with Jackman.
Yeah. So,
Jeff Canata for the next one, please. That would be good.
I think they'd probably cast him younger, though, wouldn't they?
He's not that old, Jesus. Well, he's fairly old.
He is getting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be based on the Old Man Logan story arc from the comics, which has been hinted at for some time, which makes sense, really, if it's going to be his final go at it. And, of course, he has advanced sufficiently in years for it to be doable. So, yeah. That'll be good. And it's out on the 17th of March next year. No, the 3rd of March next year. Sorry. 17 would be 2017.
3rd of the 3rd.
3rd of the 3rd. Cool. And this also came out today, is that Suicide Squad is indeed getting an extended cut. Whether we need...
I'm quite happy about that.
Will it put the movie back in the movie, though?
Well, I don't... Yeah. A lot was said about the fact that the the Joker's stuff got really heavily cut, and I mean, it was still a 2-hour movie, so and we don't know how much extra we're going to get. But
could it be a BVS in which it's just little bits that were trimmed here and there at the orders of the network, the studio, not network. It's because it's DC and they're always on TV. Yeah. That's why I keep thinking studio.
Yeah.
I mean network. But yeah, it could be one of those things where a couple of scenes were cut, but also bits of dialogue and little scenes were extended and trimmed down. So it could be and maybe it'll be interesting to see if some scenes were actually reordered as well.
Maybe.
Because in some cases, a film's completely different, isn't it?
I don't know.
Change the order of some scenes.
I tell you what, the Ghostbusters recently came out on DVD, and my housemate was watching it because he hadn't seen it before. And I came downstairs just at a moment where, and I was like, I did not see this scene, or this scene definitely didn't go on this long. And I mean, it's all well and good sometimes, including this stuff, but I think it really does. It can kill the pace of a movie sometimes when you chuck all that in there, especially if it's just like loads of improvising and stuff. And from what I gather, a lot of the Joker stuff in Suicide Squad was Jared Leto kind of going off the chain a bit. So it'll be interesting to see whether it makes it any better.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually found I really enjoyed it. Maybe that means I'm going a bit more senile in my older years. I'm not sure, but
maybe you just.
I left the cinema feeling quite entertained, which is what I wanted from it. Really, I mean, it's Suicide Squad. I wasn't looking for deep, meaningful relationships and characters and character growth. They're arseholes.
Yeah,
but but I was disappointed they weren't quite as much of an arsehole as I thought they were going to be. I wanted to see more of them being villainy as opposed to villains on chains.
Yeah.
On a leash.
I just didn't bring a lot to it, so I didn't get much out, I just kind of turned up,
that's what I mean.
watched it,
the idea is that,
just didn't really stay with me, only because it was such a big deal that people were going to see it, and, obviously I talked about it on here. But it didn't offend me in any way, really. I thought it was okay, but
it was just a movie.
It was just
kind of enjoyed it.
It was a movie, yeah. It certainly won't be in my top 5 this year, but it's not the worst film I've seen this year. It was a film.
I was disappointed by the way it went, though.
It was a film.
When I saw the whole Huntress bit, I thought that was amazing.
The Huntress?
And I thought she was the witch.
The witch?
No.
Oh, the Enchantress.
The Enchantress.
Yeah, no, she looked well cool.
The way that when she was in the shadow form, I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
And I turned and I said to Sue, they should make a film about this character because it would be almost like a strange horror type film, about how they met this character and how it possessed them. And it would be almost like on the level of, oh God, what was that horror film that they recently saw? The second one, The Conjuring.
Yeah.
Almost on that sort of level, you could do something really dark and really twisted with this.
Yeah, all the stuff with
character.
her,
and then they ruined it.
Yeah, all the stuff with her, like all the backstory and the whole like plot of that. That's like, I want to see that film.
Yeah,
definitely.
That would have been cool.
Yeah,
and then they ruined it by having the big porthole thing, which you had to go and grind, level up, come back, and defeat the bad guy.
Yeah, the big fireworks thing. We must head towards.
The guy who realised his limit bar reached the level just as he was fighting that he could engage hero mode.
Yeah,
that kind of ruined it for me. That broke it a little bit. I was like, he could have done that at any point. What is wrong with this man? He's basically just gone along with the party, sponged off the experience, leveled up, and put everything into flame, and that was it.
Yeah,
but
while we're talking about
that was very nerdy.
Yeah, while we're talking about DC, I'm probably going to mangle this name, but Joe Manganiello is going to be playing Deathstroke in the next Batman movie. Apparently, he's going to be an antagonist. We don't know if he's the main one, but the Batfleck movie. We'll have Deathstroke, and that guy you might remember from True Blood. He played
Was he
a werewolf
the wolf guy
in True Blood. He's a big mountain of a man. So
that fella.
Yeah.
Sharing a link on
To
the
be
internet.
honest,
yeah,
I can see why they picked him though, because in the TV series they had Deathstroke in there in Arrow, and it was played by the guy who played. Oh God, he was in Spartacus.
Oh, okay.
And it's a very similar looking person in some respects.
Oh, you're talking about
Manu Bennett.
I can't
Manu
remember his name.
Bennett. Manu Bennett. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Google wins again.
Cool. Yeah. So,
But they got very, very similar features, so I reckon that's kind of like the bet they're going for.
anything remarkable about Deathstroke? That
he's big, he's angry, he's got a stroke. He's like
death.
Deadpool with no jokes, and he just kills people.
Sorry, did you say Manu Bennett played that character in Arrow? Was that that was the same character?
Yeah, it was Deathstroke.
Right.
He's got a half mask, orange and black, swords on his back, guns.
Yeah,
he's basically like an angry version of Deadpool without mutant healing
Yeah, I get
ability.
confused with Deathstroke, Deadpool, the one that Will Smith played. What was he? Deadshot. Yeah, it all starts to get
Are you
a bit...
suggesting that it's all a bit of a blur after a while?
It does get a bit sort of confusing. Because it's just the whole thing, isn't it? Marvel and DC always had their versions of each other. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So what's next? Oh yeah, Jon Favreau made the announcement on Twitter that he's making, following up Jungle Book.
With the Lion King.
With the Lion King. Yeah, Lion King. He's making a live-action Lion King because all the Disney movies are now live-action.
Cool.
Well,
why not?
You say live-action, it'll probably be like CGI, I would imagine, unless they go do a recreation of the musical and they're just running around with cardboard face masks or whatever.
All I'm going to say about that is no worries.
Yeah. Well, I think he's a good guy to get to do it. He made $1 billion for Disney with Jungle Book.
Yeah.
So
it's a real shame though, because it would have been great to have heard. If they did do it CG, it would have been great to have Alan Rickman do Scar.
Oh yeah.
Although he's no longer with us.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Jeremy Irons in the? Or was that?
It was Jeremy Irons.
Was it Jeremy Irons?
I think it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Jeremy Irons.
So
to the Google cave again.
I typed in Iron King for some reason. That's like...
Wow. Have you been drinking anything that might be affecting your ability to...
Absolutely
the character is voiced by Jeremy Irons, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was.
Brilliant. Okay.
Who
so maybe
is
he
with us
could.
or is not with us? He's still with us. He could do it again.
Yep, he's still with us. Yep. Crack on. There we go. Jeremy Irons. It's voice of Scar. Anything else? Not worth mentioning. Dig out Whoopi Goldberg as well. She's still around.
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, you could have all of the cast from James Earl Jones is still kicking, isn't he?
Was Rowan Atkinson in that?
Yep, Rowan Atkinson was the toucan.
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg was one of the hyenas.
What is it about Disney and their ability to sort of indelibly print these movies in your brain?
Well, it's good for your kids, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can pass it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and finally, I did have 2 of the first images for John Wick 2 on this running order, but then they just released a trailer for the trailer, and
to the
it just
YouTubes,
looks
everyone.
so cool.
Okay. Where were you watching that when we thought you were listening to us? You horrific host.
No, it was earlier today, but it just has Peter Serafinovich saying,
Where is it?
It's just brilliant. I linked to it.
Oh my god.
It's there.
Yes.
It just looks epic.
Where have you linked to it?
On Reddit. On the Reddit list.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Trailer.
It was,
first images and then the
I'm
trailer.
marveling at John's Wick.
Yeah.
I'm going to link one on the Google Hangout. That's the training that they did for it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I did see this. Yeah, that was awesome. That was a while back, yeah, with him running around with a gun, shooting stuff. Yeah, they're releasing the trailer at New York Comic Con, which I guess must be quite soon. This weekend, maybe?
I think it is this weekend, yeah.
Which would make sense if they're teasing it up.
Bizarrely, the Patriots Day trailer is kicking off after that one for me. Okay, fair enough.
Wow, the New York Comic Con website is fucked.
Fucked as in broken, or just like something awful?
All the CSS is not loading.
Nerd. Are you looking at the North Yorkshire County Council website in error?
No, I'm looking at newyorkcomiccon.com. Everything you need to know from the show floor.
It's alright, Ian. I appreciate your efforts.
Thanks, Marcus. Without you, I'd be lost, my friend. No, CSS good for me.
Yeah, it's
you
on.
Would submit broken images, but
it might just be what I'm connecting to. Anyway, boring.
Looking at the internet with the not watching crew.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a weird choice of font there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on now. At time of recording, it's on now, isn't it? So, hopefully we'll get the full trailer soon. And if it drops before I edit this, I'll stick it in the show here or something.
Oh, you can do photo ops with. Who can you do photo ops with? There was somebody famous there. Oh, Alan Tudyk, of course.
All that crew, yeah. There'll probably be some good news. I've timed this really badly, actually. There'll probably be some really good news dropping this weekend. Yeah.
Jack Gleason.
Yeah, well, he's never going to act again, but he might as well milk what he's done, eh?
Yeah.
C. Thomas Howell and Ralph Macchio will be there with a photo opportunities.
Ralph Macchio. Well, he's got to pay the bills.
C. Thomas Howell was in The Hitcher, wasn't he? Which is a horrific movie. My God, that fucking haunted me for weeks after that. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do this again on gin. Fuck me. I feel absolutely shit-faced.
He's been having an angry wank, listener. He's not talking about the podcast. He's just been.
So when he said that, yeah,
he's ripped the end off his little wiener. So
it's gone.
We saw the sandpaper going down at one point, and we just kept quiet.
Has anyone got any news that they've heard that's fun?
No, no.
Well, clearly you're having all the fun for the rest of us.
You're having enough fun there, my angry little friend.
All right, I'll wrap this fucker up then.
What, are you going to wrap up?
Oh. Right. This has been the Not Watching Podcast in partnership with notlistening.co.uk, where you can also hear myself and Ian talk about video games and virtual reality on the Not Playing Podcast, and Adam, Ash and Will talk about all manner of funny things on the Not Listening Podcast. The episodes are up now. You can email us at notwatchingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet at or follow us on Twitter at notwatchingpod. You can find the show notes for this show at notlistening.co.uk, and if you're listening to us on iTunes, then please do give us a review. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for listening. See ya!
Kuna Matata.
And what style?
Tactical.
Mr. Wick, do enjoy your party.
How good to see you again so soon.
You have no idea what's coming.
You want a war? Or do you want to just give me a gun? Whoever comes, I'll kill them all.
The man, the myth, the legend. John Wick. You're not very good at retiring.
I'm working on it.